You're watching iSee109. Greetings, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. My name, I'm better known as Grandmaster Shaheed. Thank you for taking out your busy schedule to view this hopefully informative video that's being made here with my nephew. Taking out your busy schedule with me here in my second home, Los Angeles, California. Standing here at the obelisk of Dr. King, here at the Kenneth Hahn Park, which is a very special spot to me because of years ago in 1972 when I first arrived here in Los Angeles for a permanent basis. This spot was a spot in which I was contributive to a lot of my meditation, concentration, and focus, not knowing what was laying in store for me here in this vast city, which I did a lot of training here. I used to come and practice at that time in which I was studying with my last great Kung Fu instructor, Grandmaster Wang, who had a school on Ord Street in Chinatown. And he taught us many styles of the animal styles and the Walloon system, which is derivative of the southern province of China, the Canton China to be exact. And while I was studying, I had a chance opening up several schools here in Los Angeles. And I had a pleasure to opening up one with a great friend of mine. And we studied together, trained each other in our derivative styles of Walloon and of his style, which was Wing Chun. With his name was Torrance Mathis, who studied for many years. And Torrance and I opened up a school together, and Torrance is a very dynamic Wing Chun practitioner. So he worked with me in that system, and I worked with him in my system of Walloon, and it enabled me to combine a system of Walloon Wing Chun, which is a combination of the animal styles and the beautiful system of Jeet Kune Do that Bruce Lee developed, and putting together the quickness or the intercepting fist, where you stop someone's motion before they enact or act upon you. You read their emotions, their thinking, their body language, and before they move, you're intercepting their movement by reading their thoughts and their intentions through body language, through emotional recourse, or whatever it may be. So, along with that, I'd like to share with you something that I have blessed through the Creator to help bring something to the table of the martial arts. It's not just about saying, well, I've learned to become a robot. No, you have to bring an artistic expression in that art. So when I was in Nigeria, I studied at the University of Ile-Ife. When I was there for a year, from 1970 to 71, there was a habitat of different indigenous animals in that part of at the zoo. And it was about maybe a good half a mile from the university. And it was trained, and the animals not trained, of course, but it was kept and conditioned by staff of different indigenous animals in that area. There were the alligators, there were snakes, there were the hyenas, pits they lived in. And my favorite habitat that I would walk up the mountain every day to were the baboons, which are called the Orobo or the Orooko. And in that style, the Orooko, the baboons, now, in fact, they have been known to take down lions. They also have been known to guard Egyptian pyramids over hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. And they were domesticated. So the baboons, very ferocious. They're known to take down lions. So in that crouching style as such, they're moving like so. They're moving very fluid. Their arms are flailing, striking here, blocking the entire body. So the baboon is a very ferocious, but yet a very tenacious style of fighting, using the arm for striking. And you're in a low crouch position, so it's hard to really kick any particular target. Your body is really being blocked here. You're moving here. So moving in the baboon, blocking, striking, you're doing shoulder rolls, tumbles, backs, and you're up at some stance, moving and pushing. Now, along with that, I'd like to add to something else about the animal style. from the very fragile insect, let's say a butterfly, used to be known as the butterfly. Well, the arms become the wings. You're moving, you're blocking, striking any angle. As a butterfly strikes at any angle behind its body, moving, using the hands to block, and the arms, the forearms, to block, as well as just striking, using the butterfly along with kicks. The butterfly is a very fluid form. You say, well, how can the butterfly defend itself? Well, if your arms are moving in a fan-like motion, nothing can come inside of that fan. You're blocking here. So, using those wings in a very fluid motion. At the same time, you're not just blocking, but you're striking using the back of the hand, the outer hand, the inner blade of the hand. You're striking with all positions of your hands. Now, along with that, from the fragile butterfly, you have the largest man, or shall we say, the largest animal on land today, the pachyderm, or the elephant. Now, what does the elephant use to defend himself? He uses his trunk. So, how does he use his trunk? He has thousands of nerves in his trunk, very sensitive. He can pick up a small peanut using the tip of his trunk. And he uses his trunk to be so massive and powerful, it can knock down a tree, it can knock down a house, or a person for that matter. So the trunk, as I hit, it uses its arms to hit, to strike, moving very fluid motion and striking and hitting here, moving around, striking and striking and striking here, using the trunk. So the elephant trunk is another form of defending oneself. So there are many different animals that have and comply with the very first law of nature, which is self-preservation, taking care of yourself. Now, as I said, you have the butterfly, you have the baboon, you also have the cobra, you have the crane, the bird that uses his wings to strike here, or his person uses his beak to strike here. So the crane itself is a form of self-defense here, using the crane. Now, so as I said before, every animal has some form of defending itself, but I like to speak a little bit and change gears on someone that is special to me, that is dear to me. When I first moved here in 1980, as I said, what was that, 1972, I used to come here and I used to meditate and contemplate and get into myself with nature, quiet time, thinking about my future, which I had no knowledge of where I was going to go or what was going to happen at that time. But I like to add to someone that was special. First of all, I thank God for my mother, Florence Griffin, and all of my siblings here. There's 11 of us. There was 11. But there's one that's not with us now. One of my siblings that I just wrote a book about. The book is titled Insights of a Shooting Star. Well, who is that star? Well, it was a young lady that when we was living on 85th Street here in Los Angeles, we used to take our shoes off in the middle of the street after it would rain. And we would race throughout the streets. And we would race and have a very good time. All of us would race. And I would beat everyone. Well, this was my sibling, one, who was 10 years younger than me. And we called her Dee Dee, who subsequently has the world record today in the 100-yard dash. And her name is Florence Griffith Joyner. And we used to race. And subsequently, like I said before, I used to beat her all the time. I used to tell the girl, you never beat me as long as you live. Well, she had that little cunning look, that little look of determination, like one day I'm going to get you, young man. I'm going to get you. Well, make a long story short, years had transpired after she took the world's record in 1988, which she broke the world's record and took that record. But let me say this, in the 84 Olympics, she came in second here to Los Angeles Olympics. She was very depressed, very outdone with herself, like, oh, I'm going to give it up. Well, she did for a while, went into bank telling and went into other careers and cosmetics. Well, subsequently, in the 88 Olympics, she started training hard with her husband, and she and I would console quite a bit. I would confer with her about her diet, tell her that how she's going to compete with these people around the world, and they're eating a very dangerous, a God forbidden meat, of pork, which is not healthy for anyone. It's described by many scriptures as being a forbidden meat. Okay, so she stopped that, and I think that helped her become a little faster and cleanse her system out a little bit. And she thanked me for that. And eventually we traveled around the world together. Now, to recant that, we were in the Tokyo Dome and we began, she said, remember, you said that I could never beat you? And I said, yeah. Well, she started taking her shoes off and socks off as we did on 85th Street in Watts in the 1970s. And so I said, okay, let's get busy. So I have video footage of that. So we were taking our shoes and our socks off, and we got busy with preparing to run. We jogged around the Tokyo Dome, sprinted up and down. You would tire me out before we got started. Well, we got started. We got on the mark. And of course, that day, we were preparing for an event that night. And many cameramen were there from all over the Tokyo news station media. And I'm saying to myself, in the back of my mind, oh man, this is a chance I can beat her. After she said the word record, and man, they had me on the news. Well, we got down the phone, and I looked down on the mark. He said, oh, I did. I looked to my right, and I didn't see her. I said, oh man, I got you. Next thing I know, I felt a breeze and a big blur of hair in the middle of my face, just blowing in the wind. But I hung in there. I tried. And I'm not going to say this, that I thought that I was ever determined to beat her. No, because she set a standard. And something I want to say to that is that young men never underestimate the power of women. They have a determination. Respect that. And assist them and women assist in their goals. Because we have to have a balance. So I just want to add that this location here and this top of this hill brings back memories when I didn't know or I didn't have any word my destiny was going to be. But I just want to say that hold on to your destiny, believe in yourself, keep the faith, and set a plan, set some goals. Because those things are tangible. If you believe in yourself, and don't wait until you say, well, let's start when everything comes. Start now. If it's something minute, a small task that's going to help you enable your desire or your goal, don't wait till you get in college because that could set you back. Start now. Because information is very free now. It's all over the media, all over the internet, social media, and if you can't find it there, there's some way you can find it someone that will know. So take advantage of your experiences and the time that you're in. There's an old saying that I like to throw now, or about to close, and I've heard this recently, that if you see a river flowing down a stream of water, and you put your finger in that, and you put your finger back in, that's not the same water, the same stream, but it's different water. So to say that is that time is like a river, it's flowing. Take advantage of every moment, every time. Okay? Get the benefits out of it. Make the best use of your time and your gift. For you know and I know that God has given everyone a gift. Utilize, build on that gift. As the pyramid started with the foundation, 1 stone, 3 stones, up to the apex, strong foundation. So build on your goals right now. Have no delay. And I'd like to close with this. Thank you for your time and watching and 9 and enjoy yourself. Okay? Have a wonderful life and a wonderful day. And I see you.
What up? What it do?
Music Corner.
I'd like to welcome everybody out tonight. Welcome all the new marathon members to the experience of a lifetime. I need y'all hands up though. Yeah, look. No, I don't want your love. That's not why I make music. I owe myself. I told myself back then that I would do this, and I always looked so out of reach and just seemed so confusing. That I found my place in life, a young black man that seems so useless. But I don't want no help. Just let me suffer through this. The world would not know Jesus Christ if there was never Judas. This knife that's in my back will be the truth that introduced us. In the distance in between us is the proof of my conclusion. So life is what you make it. I hope you make a movement. Hope your opportunity survives the opportunist. Hoping as you walk across the sand you see my shoe print and you follow till it change your life, cause it's all evolution. And I hope you find your passion, cause I found mine in this music. But I hope it's not material, cause that's all an illusion. And they all in collusion. This racist institutions, double standard, acting like they not the reason why we ruthless. But tonight,
this is my moment. But I gotta own it.
You're watching iSee109.